everybody, welcome back. Doing another low talking, soft spoken video looking at Nosferatu. This is the steelbook. You have Mr. Nosferatu here. And take a look at his spine. You can see a imperfection in the steelbook. Like a chip here for the paint. It's actually driving me a little batty. Oh my goodness. Sorry about that. And no spine slash though, so I feel like that happens like 1 every 4 steelbooks. I haven't actually counted, but this bothers me probably just as much. And then on the back here we have our heroine of sorts, Lily something Depp. But I'll go ahead and open this up. And this does come with the Blu-ray. We got some inner artwork here. It's kind of hard to see with the reflection. It's got a bit of a mirror-like quality to it. Sorry if that was a little loud in the video here. You can kind of make out what's going on here, maybe. But there's the Count's castle, and there's a carriage here. This winding, snowy path there. Put that back. Hopefully that wasn't too loud. I'm going to close this here. And I also have the J card. So I was doing these videos when this movie came out, so I remembered the J card. I think I shouldn't put this in a cardboard box and throw it in the closet. So you can take a look at that as well. This is the Canadian release. When the Canadian release for a steelbook comes out, the steelbook art is identical to what you typically find in the States. But the J card will be in English and French. And I kind of wish that was the case even for your standard cases where they kept the art just with English and the back of the box. They have it in both languages, and I don't really need to see the Batman on the cover, so, but it is what it is. And this was rated 14A, and if you're in Quebec, 13 and up. I think this is rated R in the States. Probably. So, if you can read that, let's take a look. Not too bad, Stan. So, Robert Eggers' Nosferatu is a gothic tale of obsession between a haunted young woman and the terrifying vampire infatuated with her, causing untold horror in its wake. Starring Bill Skarsgård, I think that's how you pronounce his name, Nicholas Hoult, Lily Rose Depp, that's right, Lily Rose Depp, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Emma Corrin, and Willem Dafoe. And then we have it in French as well. Includes the extended cut and theatrical version. Yeah, I did watch the extended cut, so I wasn't sure what to expect there. It's not that much longer. The theatrical cut is 2 hours, 12 minutes, and the extended cut is 2 hours, 16 minutes. And I want to say, like, credits are around like the 2 hours, 5 minute mark or so. I didn't watch the deleted scenes yet, so I don't think the deleted scenes are what you'll find in the extended cut, but I guess I can't speak definitively about that. I would be surprised if that's the case. But the extended cut, I would say a majority of the scenes, the additional scenes, involve Willem Dafoe's character, whose name escapes me. He plays the essentially the Van Helsing character, and maybe some extended shots here and there. I think that's it. I'm sure if you were to Google it, look it up, you'll find exactly what's different. But if you're thinking, oh, there's more gore, there's these more sexy vampire scenes or something, and that's not the case. So, and considering I can't really remember specifics about them, I just recently watched this, and I guess the theatrical version would be the preferred version. This isn't listed as a director's cut, it just says extended cut, so from a pacing standpoint, perhaps the shorter version plays a little bit better. I'll have to watch it again. And I'll put this over here. And I recently did The Lighthouse. So I'm not purposely seeking out Robert Eggers movies to do videos on, but this recently came out, and I recently purchased that Arrow version of The Lighthouse, so that's just how it goes. And I've enjoyed all of Eggers' movies so far, though I think from a favorite standpoint, I would say they pretty much have gone in order, with The Witch being my favorite, with followed by The Lighthouse, and well, maybe The Northman and Nosferatu are a bit of a toss-up. This feels more, I don't want to say it feels more like an Eggers movie. There's certain aspects of The Northman where you get some of his trademarks just with already a small amount of films made, but he's kind of getting to the, I don't want to say consistency, I'm trying to think of the word here, but it's like if you see a Wes Anderson movie where if someone were to tell you Wes Anderson's making a movie about Nosferatu, then you would more than likely have a visual in your head, an idea of what that would look like. And Eggers is kind of falling in line with, I think he's making a werewolf movie next, and I think you probably already have an idea of what that would look like, and that's the only thing I can say with Nosferatu, not from a disappointment standpoint, but it's entirely what you expect if you're a fan of Eggers, and I mean that in a very positive way. So, but if you're not familiar with the story, I actually haven't seen the original Nosferatu. It's just something I never got around to watching. I have seen Shadow of the Vampire, which I do recommend. That coincidentally has Willem Dafoe not playing the Van Helsing character, but Nosferatu. And when I say Van Helsing character, Nosferatu is essentially Bram Stoker's Dracula, with some names change and some updates to the events that take place, because I don't think they could I don't know if they would want to pay for the rights to make Dracula or what the details are exactly, but they wanted to adapt the book, and either they couldn't and they went ahead with Nosferatu, or they didn't want to pay and they went ahead with Nosferatu. Again, something you can more than likely look up, but if you've seen Bram Stoker's Dracula, then and you watch Nosferatu, you may be like, well, this seems a lot like Bram Stoker's Dracula, and there's a reason for that. So in regard to how it compares to the original, I don't know, but it definitely has a different feeling compared to Coppola's Bram Stoker's Dracula. That movie definitely felt almost more like a traditional love story in a sense, and this one has Lily Rose Depp. She essentially is repressed, in one way or another, and she has these strong desires that I don't want to say necessarily manifests itself as Nosferatu here, but he's here to satiate her, and he also brings the plague with him. So you could argue like, well, I don't want to get into spoiler territory of the movie. I haven't seen it, but Lily Jo, I can't remember her name in the movie. My goodness, if I can't remember. Well, either way, Depp's character is engaged to Nicholas Holt's character, and he's in real estate. He has to close this deal with this Count Orlok, and she does not want him to go. She feels if he goes, something terrible would happen. And what do you know? He goes. So terrible things end up happening. But Bill Skarsgård, I feel, is just completely unrecognizable. And I really liked his performance as Orlok. I feel like I've seen quite a few Bill Skarsgård movies, and he hasn't changed his voice consistently with roles like Gary Oldman or Tom Hardy or anything like that, but the voice that he conjures up for Orlok is something else, and I really enjoyed it. And to me, it's no different than Colin Farrell and the Penguin in a sense. At really no point when I'm watching the Penguin, Colin Farrell, I think of Colin Farrell, and the same thing with this. The makeup and is entirely convincing, and his movements and way of speaking, I just don't think of Bill Skarsgård whatsoever. So I think that was a real success. And it's also one of those movies where, when I think of it, I think of it in black and white, but this movie isn't in black and white. Very monochromatic palette to it, but it's not a black and white movie. So really nice looking steelbook if you can get your hands on it. And the original standard one, I think, actually has the theatrical art as well, so you really can't lose. But if you're a fan of vampire movies, this is absolutely worth watching. And if you're a fan of Eggers, then I imagine you've already seen it, and it's worth picking up to have on your shelf too. Definitely something I will probably find myself watching annually around Christmas time. So thanks for watching.